Hey, everybody. Good evening. I hope you can hear us. I hope we're on there. What's up, friends, family, and fans? It is practice night. That's right. You are listening to Eternal Impact's Live It Out live stream with John Garrick. That's myself and my favorite human being, enemy to no one, mother of my children, high school sweetheart, and my bride of 31 years. Jennifer Garrick.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
Should I go over that again?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Say it again.
Well, it's true. Hey, we're here practicing, but every night we're going to be coming back on Thursday, not every night, every Thursday night, 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are going to be lifting up the ways of Jesus. We are going to promote grace. We are going to learn to think and live like Christians. And we are going to do everything we can to figure out what it looks like to live out the gospel of Jesus Christ. So thus, live it out.
In our everyday life.
In our everyday life where we live, work, and play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. Since it's practice night, we have a few friends that are hanging out around there. And we're trying to figure out technology on all this. We've been doing tests. Even right now, we're like moving around like, where is this thing? Oh, there it is.
What's happening?
So let me go over a couple things. First of all, very exciting to see different people popping up already. I mean, look at that. Penny says, hey there. She's there. Rod, hola, of course. He's got to say hola because he is learning his Spanish big time.
So good.
So Penny, hello. And Jennifer. You made a comment on YouTube.
And hi, Jim Bromagen.
Jim and Faye.
Popping on there, too.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got to see Jim. Oh, yeah. Good evening. Oh, man. They got a family picture on their Facebook profile. Beautiful.
Hey, Dan.
Dan Mills. Hey, buddy. Also on Facebook. That's awesome. Yeah, the music was a little groovy, Dan. I agree. It was a stock music. Let me address that for all of you that were practicing right now. We had some songs that we really wanted to do but with live streaming, which we're going to talk tonight a little bit about this process, why it's different than podcast, radio, and what we're going to be doing on a 1 hour on Mondays or on Thursdays. First of all, knowing what day it is.
Let's get the day right.
But no, the music, if we put anything that's copyrighted, and even there was one song for Mercy Me that we were going to pay for to use, but even though they give us permission and we got legal right to use it, a lot of times YouTube or Facebook will see it as a copyrighted song and they pull us. They yank it. Their little algorithm minions just cancel the show because they think we're breaking and infringing on copyright laws.
We don't want to be kicked off quite that quick. Huh?
We don't want to be not that quick, maybe a month or two.
Yeah, give us a little time.
Yeah.
Before they kick us off.
So anyway, yeah, that's the deal. That's what the music. So, going to have to go with just for a little while. But it will get better. It'll get better. Rod says something about cannot read it. Cannot read. Oh, you couldn't read that note that I put. I put a note. I tried to put this note that you couldn't see earlier when we were doing. You can't see it.
He was trying to say hi.
Yeah, it says hi, Rod and Penny, because you were both on there. So Jim, very cool, and thank you, by the way. Penny, also known as Penelope. I need to keep calling you Penelope now because it's so cool. People put their official names on Facebook, and I just think it's amazing. So I just don't have a cool name other than John. That's it. It's just
Laura,
John.
Good to see you're on here with us too.
Yes. Oh, Laura is coming on YouTube. Okay, she's watching on YouTube. And thank you for saying where you're seeing it at because it helps us to see. I mean, we can see. Like when Laura says it's hello on YouTube, we can see by your profile. Ooh, and Laura and Rod and Jennifer, all of you do not have pictures on your YouTube thing. Look, there's Rod, Jennifer. What is going on?
I just have the boring orange J.
Dan Mills, man, he's got it, but he's got his Facebook, so he's got it. He's a great smile, by the way. Way to go, Dan. All right, Kyle Beck. I haven't talked to you in so long. But says, having a hard time hearing my wife or your wife. You're having a hard time hearing your wife. Well, listen, that's an issue that we'll be taking up on one of the Live It Out live streams. No, that means I'm going to give you a little more juice in the mic, hon.
Oh, man.
But that also means it's one of these things. when
I'm
you're
moving too
moving
much.
over here, and then it goes, these pod mics you
I
got to
know.
have right on. So
I know.
thanks, Kyle. That's a good point. And in regards to you not being able to hear your wife, we'll talk about that later. But no, very good. Thank you. So as people are on, and thank you again, make comments all the time. We're going to be going through a flow tonight, what we call a test flow. But we're also, the first month of this live stream is going to be a bit of practice. But it's just practicing with friends. Just like when planting a church or, anything, you're just starting a business, you're going in and you practice for the first weeks and months. But consistent faithfulness in the same direction, and it will be blessed. I'm not worried about that. So you can interact anytime. And even when it says, like, for instance, Laura says in here, you're stalled. I don't know what that means other than,
I hope we didn't have a funny look.
hey, wait a minute. How did I freeze and you didn't? That's weird. No, what it might be is, could be internet, could be anything. So YouTubers, if you're out there, let us know if you froze as well. If we froze on YouTube, because that'll be good to know. Also, by the way, some people, like, I think, is there a group tonight that's meeting, a missional community that's maybe together?
Well, it kind of...
So they're not in the same place?
No.
Okay.
I think there's only 3 there.
Okay, no problem. I just do want to mention that, like, as families, when they're listening to live streams, depending on your internet bandwidth, you're all actually, if you're using separate devices, because we've had this happen where 5 or 6 people were in one space and they're all looking at their devices and watching the live stream and commenting. That's cool, but you got to make sure you have the bandwidth. Yeah, because it will take it. And so, like Penny, which is really great. Penny just said no problem on her end with YouTube, which is great to know. But know that that's the case. Depending on your bandwidth, we have here at our home super strong bandwidth for being able to do this. But we know as we start hitting the road, we're going to have to be watching that and figuring that out as well. So just know that that's the case. So let me talk about a couple just housekeeping. What do we want people to do, Jennifer, tonight a lot?
We need people to, first of all, we need you to be sharing about this live stream. We're trying to get the word out that we're even doing this. So be sure and share with people. But if you haven't already, you want to subscribe or follow us on Facebook so that you get those notifications when we go live. It's not in anybody's habit and routine right now to remember to come on here on Thursdays. So if you do that, you'll get a little notification and it'll remind you in case you're free and you want to pop on and join us.
Yeah, and just to clarify, subscribing is YouTube.
Yes.
And then
following on Facebook.
And or liking. If you like Eternal Impact page, it'll remind you there. If you like John, if you don't, then don't click it. But anyway, so that's how we can do it. A couple more people coming on. Hey, Glenn, fun to see you here.
Oh, yeah. We seen anybody on Twitter? Are you watching from Twitter?
Oh, yeah. Let us know.
Comment in if you're watching from Twitter. That's a new one that we're trying out just tonight, right? Did you do it this afternoon?
Yep. Nope. This is the first time I think that we've even tried Twitter, and I'll be pausing, a little bit throughout too, just to kind of looks like, okay, we're checking the different apps just to see if they're working.
Penny says she's subscribed. Way to go, Penny.
Thanks, Penny. Good. Subscribed. And that's on YouTube, I'm assuming there, because she's on YouTube. Yep. And it's going live on Twitter as well. So that's good. Really cool. Not because we have a huge following on Twitter or necessarily the platforms are important. We're just trying to utilize as many platforms as we can, if we can go on more than one platform at a time while inviting people in to connect and to get good content around the gospel and to grow in community, then we want every platform, because some people like, I hate this platform or I like this platform. So anyway, but one people that like Facebook are the Trums, and there is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, good to see you on there.
Glad you joined us.
What a cute pic. That is a cute pic, but that's a little old. I mean, come on. I don't know. Yeah, it might be about a year old. Very cute. Kathy, it says that Kathy is on Twitter and has been trying to message. Ooh, okay. That is a good point. Thank you for that. Because this is the first time on Twitter. I know that it's live, and I know I can see when someone says, hey, the likes are there, but it's not,
Sorry, Kathy, your messages are not making it through.
Not coming through. I am looking, though, to see if I can see them on Twitter itself. And
do you know, I don't even think I have a Twitter account.
You don't?
I've never tweeted.
You know what? I don't really either. I have one for so long, and I never use it.
I mean, our president knows how to treat, or former president.
Former president. Well, he can't tweet anymore either, I don't think. That'll change, I'm sure.
You can do it. I can do it.
So, okay. Well, I am not seeing any of the comments yet, Kathy, on Twitter, but thank you for letting us know that, because
that's good to know.
or Glenn letting us know it for Kathy. That's awesome. They must be in the same location. What's happening there?
Kathy,
that's
you
cool.
can text me too.
No, do not open up another medium.
Okay.
We will be
Never mind.
lost. All right. So let's talk about flow and what we're going to plan to do for the night. And I want to just talk about live stream as well, because, and we'll reiterate this multiple times, but we've been getting some comments, like people are saying, hey, make sure you look into the camera, or make sure, the sound is right. Those are all very important. Sound is critical. Some people will be watching this live stream. Some will not. Some will be listening, or some may be listening. They're talking right now about, depending on how things go the first couple of months, converting it to a podcast, to where it would just be a listening podcast that they would restream or rebroadcast through podcast. But that's just an audio. So when you think about radio shows, whenever I've done radio or even a podcast studio, most of the time those are not videoed. But if they are, like even like a famous Joe Rogan, he's got one of the most, I think it's the most popular podcast, and it's all video. You do it on YouTube, et cetera. But he's hardly ever looking at the camera. The reason is because they're just doing side shots, and every once in a while, I mean, they got a whole production crew in there. They got 5 camera people and production people. So we don't. We are John and Jennifer. That's right, J&J Productions right here. And so our goal is not going to be to have amazing eye contact, always looking at the camera, because on live streams, you kind of know. If you were to see, go ahead and push number 2 there for people that don't know, push number 2 on the trim. That's kind of, the back. Oh, what happened? It went to our countdown. How did that happen?
That's been there.
It has been? That countdown's been there the whole time?
I pointed it out.
Oh my goodness. See, people, this is what I'm talking about. I did not even realize that our countdown had been going this whole time. It's ridiculous. Oops. Okay, to my point exactly. We have a lot of stuff. Go ahead and put that other thing so they can see on there. There's just a lot of technology to try and manage and try and figure out here. This is what you're seeing from behind us. That's the little camera behind us. And there's a lot to manage, especially when it's one thing if we're just doing live to Facebook and all we have to see is Facebook and our computer camera and that. But we're trying to manage broadcasting as well as managing all of the threads when they come in to our computer. So I just want to explain that's a little bit of how it works. Okay, it's not going to be as polished. Sometimes, like I'm looking down here at the computer, and sometimes I'm looking up at the camera. But if you're just listening, for the most part, people are just listening. They're not seeing that part. So the more important thing is to know that you can hear us well, that the music and the different sound effects or whatever come through aren't too loud, and that ultimately you can hear clearly our voices. And then secondly is that we're able to get interaction. The reason you guys sending messages in and comments to us and why we're working really hard on that part of the technology is because this live stream is going to be different. It's going to be it's going to be interactive. It's going to be to where we will pause. We will have moments of say, hey, let's, just check
where
we're at. And that's just what it's going to be. Even right now, like threads are coming in and we're seeing them and we're able to see.
I'm reading them.
Yeah. So like,
they can see the countdown.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, I don't know if it's because it was on, well, maybe it's because, we've got publish. We've got that on there. I wonder if are you guys seeing, let me ask this. I don't think they've been seeing. Have you been seeing I'll bet they haven't. Have you been seeing when they come on the screen, like Glenn's, it says, we don't see the countdown except when the view of your screens from behind you. Sure. Oh, really? So that's interesting. So I wonder if I just clicked publish on that and didn't. So are you seeing like when Rod says on here, I'll bet it's not. I'll bet that's not going up. I'll bet I've got to hit publish every time.
Now it's up there.
Unless I take it off preview mode. See, so this is good. This is good. Back to live. Let's try live mode. Let's see what that is. So I want to make sure that you're able to see, like Rod, can you see, I agree, you don't have to look at the camera always. Many people look at notes and others. Agreed. Thank you. I need that affirmation. And Glenn needs to definitely update his picture too. You need that awesome smile and mustache on there, Glenn. So I just want to know, like Penny, can you see, like when I put your comments up there, do you see, you saw Glenn's comment in blue on YouTube. Cool. But can you see them when you look at the screen? Like right now, Penny, I have your comment up on the screen, on the video portion. Can you see that? And can you see it when it changes? So if I put on, like when we had the drums up there and said, hey guys, can you see that? That's what I'd like to know from you guys, if you can see those as they come through. So like this one was from Kyle Beck earlier. He said having a hard time when we were joking about hearing your wife talk. So I want to see, can you see those on the screen?
Yeah,
so just let me know.
She does.
She does. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Great. And Rod, you see the comments.
Good.
Okay, good. So when they're coming up, you guys see them. Thank you. That's helpful.
So don't say anything mean.
That's right.
Because then everyone will see it.
Let's throw them up there. Hey, one last thing. Penny, you were saying that, or anyone on YouTube, because we were testing this earlier, that the YouTube, you could see not just YouTube, in YouTube, so I'm talking about in YouTube, you could see literally Facebook comments too, even when you're in YouTube. Can you see the Facebook comments when we're multi-streaming? And yes, Penny, I will turn her up a little more.
I just don't have the same booming voice as you.
That's it. That's it. I'll turn me down and I'll turn you up just a little. Okay, check that out in a second, because that I did.
How's that, Penny?
Okay.
Let us know how that sounds.
Let us know. So the answer, yes, for Laura, she can see them then. Okay, yes, I'm seeing the folks on the screen. So in other words,
oh yeah,
that's here. Okay, so like when Rod says yes, or Glenn says, yes, I'm seeing the folks on the screen. You mean the screen, this screen when I put it up there.
Rod says he sees all the comments.
Okay, good. Well, that's kind of cool too, to know that even though we're multi-streaming to many platforms, when you do it on YouTube, which is not the same on Facebook, you cannot see YouTube comments on Facebook.
But you can on YouTube.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And Penny says,
I'm better.
Oh,
is that better? Good. Good. Really helps to turn me up.
Yes.
You got to keep me cranked there.
Listen, she's been trying to turn me down and her up for 35 years. I am telling you. Ever
Make
since
note of that. Just get me up there higher.
So Rod's pointing out, not on Twitter. Thank you. Yeah, we're not sure what. We'll have to figure that out. Brand new tonight. Just tried that. Yeah, we'll see if we're getting
I
any
don't know if
threads.
that one's going to fly or die.
Yeah.
So.
It's on Eternal Impact. It's broadcasting, but we're not getting the comments. And I'm not sure I really am concerned about it. I don't know if we're going to use that platform, but it was available, so we tried it.
Yeah.
And then Rod mentioned he's on his phone. Thank you for letting us know that, because that does help too, to know what medium you're using, whether it's a phone or a pad, a tablet, or a computer. So that is helpful. So when you say, Rebecca, I can see it change on Facebook, what do we mean?
Probably this.
Oh, okay. You mean the banner. So this, like if this is going off, on, off, on, you can see that. Is that what you mean? I hope it is. Let me know what you mean. Otherwise, I just went off, on for a long time. All right. So just wrapping up as more comments are coming in, just explain as we're testing tonight, and to help with the whole process, is that we're trying to set the expectations from the beginning of a live stream. And a lot of people, they're not quite understanding that there's so much interaction and that there can be in a live stream. And we're going to be doing, every week, we're going to be doing some updates, and we're going to be, we'll have a little bit more of a format. There'll be an opening mantra and those kind of things, and closing, but it will have a flow. And part of that flow sometimes will be guests that will be on.
Yeah,
and
we're
then
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am. And if we don't have guests, what are we going to do for that, hon?
It's just going to be you and I dialoguing, and we're going to open it up and ask questions of you, so you can comment in, and then we'll dialogue together, kind of table talk.
Yeah, little table talk, Q&A, and just growing together about what it means to, let the gospel and the good news be manifest in our life, and practical. And it's going to be great. I mean, it's really kind of like a missional community, except you get to have it all over the world. And even testing today, I had people from East Africa, from Europe, and I'm like, what are you doing up? It was this afternoon I was doing this quick test, and they were all over. So anyways, really cool.
Yeah, but each week we'll have a different subject that we're going to cover and focus on, and that will come out a few days prior to the live stream, so that you know what we're going to be focusing on. And if we have a guest that week, you'll know that as well.
Yep. And we'll just put those out via social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get some reminders, like Tuesday.
Tuesdays, I think it is Tuesday, and one of us might even do a little video and put it out on social media and that, just to kind of talk about who the guest is going to be or the subject matter. And sometimes we're going to dive into subject matters where we'll bring, again, a special guest in for it. But a lot of times we're just looking forward to being with you and with other friends and bringing other people into that in order to grow and glean from each other. And there will be, again, a time of monologue where, we'll share some thoughts, but it will really be an interactive time. And we'll specifically ask some questions where we're looking for specific answers. And we may say, like, put an A : next to if it's an answer, and then we can separate that in the chats from everyone that's got an A : on it. So when we're looking at this big thread of stuff, we're just looking at answers to that question. So anyway, it's a fun way.
That monologue will just be a way to kind of get the ball rolling in the conversation.
Yeah, totally. And again, we're sharing this even now because for some people, they're totally used to it. I mean, even like Rod was saying, oh yeah, people look at their notes and all that all the time. Someone that's used to watching a lot of YouTube or live streams, think they kind of get that. But for those that aren't, it's important, we're kind of creating a bit of a culture, here on the Live It Out live stream. And it will have, again, format and flow, and it'll stay within the hour time frame, but it will also be free. It will be interactive, and that is huge.
That's what we're most excited about.
Yeah,
the interactive part.
Yep.
Pause on that for just a minute. Penny, you say that you've got your volume all the way up to 12 in order to hear both of us, right?
So you're saying that
the overall volume is
12
low?
clicks to be exact. I guess my question, 12 clicks, is that halfway? Is that full way? I don't know what that means exactly, but that would be good to know. Halfway? Yep. Well,
it says yep.
Might be a delay, though. I don't know if. So let us know for sure. Put the words halfway in if that's what you mean. And if it is halfway and you hear us great, that's super. If you have us at just barely on and we're booming through the microphone, that'd be a bummer.
I'm not booming through any
like
microphone.
3/4 the way up. 3/4 the way up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, that sounds about right. Because we don't want to be blasting. And Rebecca, thank you, by the way, for mentioning you do see me in the banner, which is cool. I'm glad that you're seeing those coming through. So that's great. And
Kathy gave up on Twitter. Now she's on YouTube.
Okay, way to go.
Sorry, Kathy, you were lonely over there, weren't you?
That's all right. No, this is good. It's good that you're on YouTube trying that out now. So that's good. Okay. Well, hey, you sacrifice. I don't even know who is even on Twitter or Facebook. I don't know who's on any of them really. I'm admitting right now that I'm really behind the game on social media, but I'm getting there. Well, John is still louder, but
Some things never change, Jim.
By the way, you know how special it is and cool to have someone like Jim, Brahma Jim, or Faye. I don't know if Jim and Faye are both on there, or if it's just Jim and Faye, but these are people that they have known me for a long time. I mean, since I was just a kid. I think I went to Hillsborough Church of the Nazarene, started going there when I was 8 years old, maybe 7. And they've been tolerating me ever since.
Long
time. But anyway, just really fun to have people on there from days past, and that's really cool. Next time we're in Arizona, Jim, we need to come do a little visit with you guys down there. Jim.
Oh, it's Faye on there.
Oh,
okay.
Faye.
Hi, Faye.
Well, cool. See, this is Faye, but they're one of those that have the one account and they're hijacking it from the spouse.
You never know who you're really talking to.
Yeah, that's true.
Sneaky.
Well, very fun, Faye. Just very fun to have you on there. So, and thank you for letting us know. We know Jennifer is louder. That is true. I mean, that I'm louder. But let's see if we can get that balanced out I'm going to bring me down just a little and bring her up just a little more. See if we can get that mix. And by the way, just so you know, live mix, so in other words, the mix going out is different sometimes than the mix that we're hearing in our headsets. So we may hear it really good, but it's really good for us to set what's called the stream mix of what you guys are hearing, because sometimes they're a little different. So,
Yeah, she did. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, I see. That's a good idea.
Didn't notice that.
I put my name at the end.
See, look, she had been doing it.
Oh, she had. Look at that. Okay,
Wow.
we were looking at the big, bold letters and the big Jim Bromagem letters. So anyway, thank you for letting us see that. So, okay, why don't we've done, the comments are coming through, and that's good. We might throw out a couple of the questions for you to respond to, just to kind of get a heads up, if we've got something that we're looking towards. But there's going to be a time, too, when we give updates. So since we're just hanging out, next week we're going to give, we'll be in that flow, and it'll be a normal show. We're going to be done here way early today, but we're going to be giving a ministry update. We're going to just a brief one, just say, hey, this is what's going on. Eternal Impact will announce as the sponsor. They're the primary sponsor, and our champions, those that sponsor Eternal Impact, are sponsoring us to be able to do this live stream as, online missionaries. But I also want, what is this name? This symbol,
Look
by the
up.
way.
You're looking
up.
camera.
Oh, look. Okay. So he's got these signals under here.
Up.
I gotcha. You know what I realized too is the zoom. I forgot to when we rebooted the camera, I didn't zoom it in.
I know.
And so it's still got
edge of the
the boxing. Why don't you take care of that? You go do that? You know how to do that?
No.
Don't worry about it. All right. Well, that's the way it is. But we're live. We can do these things. We can make corrections right now. Watch this. We'll just do it.
It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but we have to know if we can do it live. Can it be
Move
done?
the camera. Oh, whoa.
Whoa, can it be done?
Oh, man.
Whoa.
This is getting awkward really fast.
All right, I had to just play a little bit. Okay.
All right.
Is that better?
We'll see.
Of course it's better.
Yes. Look at that. It's so
Yay.
much better.
So much better. But see, that happens live. And when you're doing it live, I mean, you could spill water, you could do whatever, and it just happens. It's just, you got to be ready to go live. But thank you. I now know that this is Jennifer's signal for look up.
Them.
Okay, look up. All right. So looking up, but those are the kind of things that we're going to be doing.
Giving you the finger?
Yeah. Ooh, that's the Christian wife finger. That's the finger of virtue that you're giving me. So we've got, a couple ministry things going on. A lot of you know that we are, have our sights and vision for a retreat space for pastors and leaders. Still out there. We're adjusting Eternal Impact in that direction. We are going to be spending some time, and I'll get into a little more detail of that, prototyping and learning and being privileged to connect with different retreat spaces to just practice, learn, and grow in that area. And that's been cool. We are, I guess it's kind of tied into ministry and personal. So maybe I'll just say, what have we been doing around here, hon?
Oh, man. We have been, John in particular, he has been working like a madman because the sun came out. And we're trying to prep our front field for our future home in our RV that we're going to get a fifth wheel. And so he's been literally in the trenches for the last few days. And we've had tractors here. We've had gravel dumped here. He's been using, what do you call that thing, a jumping jack?
Jumping jack, yeah.
Yeah, just pounding the ground and packing things down. So it's been it's been great. We've been getting a lot done, but it's been exhausting for John for sure. But we're getting things all ready for renting all of the rooms in our house to some young men. But it requires some paperwork to make sure that everything's in order.
Running it through legal now.
Yeah, all these details. But hopefully by July 1st, everything's going to be ready to go. And Sam's going to be managing the house, and we're going to be switching out of the house and hopefully into a fifth wheel.
Yeah, and many that don't know, our family, a lot of that are on here are. But if you're jumping in, seeing this live, that we're practicing for, as you can see, is just a test for the Live It Out live stream that starts next week. But our youngest is 20. Well, he's not quite 20. He's 20 in a couple months, but he's our youngest, Sam, and he is the one that's going to be managing the house, kind of like a resident director of a discipleship house for dudes. And so there's going to be 5 young men living in our home, and we're going to have some local mentor-like guys along for the ride as well to kind of help and encourage them when I'm not around, and just to be a surrogate encouragers, dads, and mentors in their lives. So it frees Jennifer and I up to be mobile so that we can be doing more retreats and learning over these next 2 years, and we prepare for a move. And we are going to be, as far as we know, we're going to be moving, and it's going to be to a different location that is sunnier, and we'll get into the details of that later. But wanted to say, first of all,
got a question there.
Okay, second of all, Kathy, how many men are committed as of now? Good question, Kathy. How many men are committed now? We've got 2 young men. We haven't put anything out. I mean, we put 0. We told a couple people, and we kind of, it's 19 from 19 years old to 29. We've kind of just said 19 to 29. It's not a halfway house for guys, looking to find a place to do video games. But they got to be working. They got to be going to school full time, or they got to be doing both, like Sam. Sam will be going to school and working full time. And so, that's what it's going to be for. And we've created an entire packet. It's not, we don't have it to send out yet right now, because it just went to the lawyer yesterday, right?
We haven't got it back yet.
And they'll probably be a week before I get that back. But our hope is by June 1st.
No, July 1st.
Thank you. No, but June 1st to have it out. Right, the paperwork, right? Yeah. By June 1st, next week, to have the packet out, and then by July 1st to have them, people signed up and ready to start coming in. And the question was asked about how many. We had 2 young men that are actually part of a Christian camp already and are going to be looking to go to school, I believe, at Multnomah University, and they contacted
through the grapevine. They heard about it already and have come to even look at the house. So we'll see. I don't know if they're the ones, if they're going to be a part of it or not, but we've already got some interest in it. So.
And we're not going to commit verbally to anybody, even live on live stream, here. But it's a great opportunity. So pray with us about that. It kind of ties our home and the ministry together. And those that know us, that have been around we've got a heart for young people, and we've not only launched discipleship houses in other countries, but we've also always had a vision to be able to have our home be that full time. Didn't quite happen the way we thought it would, but we trust the Lord, and He's got a way. So anyway, more to come on that. So how does a man qualify to be a part of the dude home? That's a good question.
Yeah, good question.
It's going to be an application, and it will be available again June 1st. It is a whole packet. Jennifer, why don't you just briefly, because I know we're going to, I don't want to take all the time, but talk about how that came about when you were naming it a little bit.
Yeah, Sam had said that if he was going to manage the house, he wanted it to be dudes this time. We usually have ladies that have been renting in the past, but he wanted to have some guys come, and he was really hoping that by doing that, he would find some fellowship. And so we kind of pressed into that and began to pray about it. And I was just wondering, should we call it the house something special? And I was praying one day and reading in 1 Samuel where it says that God met Samuel in Shiloh and revealed himself to him. And so we decided to call this house Shiloh, and we're praying and believing that the Lord wants to reveal himself to the young men that God chooses to be here. So we've been praying through the rooms and for the future residents and trusting that Sam's going to find that fellowship that he's hungry for and that it's going to be a great experience for everybody involved. It's unique. It's not like any other kind of rental, but I really believe this is God moved, and so we're trusting it's going to play out that way.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing that, hon. And really, I think this audience that we're talking to right now and a few friends, maybe you're some of those friends, we haven't really talked much about this at all, really. And so it's pretty fresh.
Yeah.
I hope you'll pray with us about that. It's major transitions for us to think, we're going to be moving to our front yard, forced homelessness. But honestly, we'll talk about this more next week and the weeks ahead.
It's going to be in our newsletter that's coming out. There's a lot more details in the newsletter that's being sent next week.
Yep.
So
it will be in the mail Monday, and it'll also go live on the website as well Monday. And so
you'll learn more.
You'll learn more.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for asking on that. Good questions. And Penny, you were talking about someone that a young man who just accepted the Lord in October. Absolutely. Let's connect. And obviously anybody now can just send us an email. Just send us an email, John or Jennifer at eternalimpact.org, and we'll make sure that put you on the list when it does come live, when we get it back from legal. We'll make sure to get it to you first. Happy to do that. Okay. And then you guys can pass it out and just pray with us, because the Lord knows, Well, next week we'll be talking a little bit more about that. So we'll move on from that now. I did want to say just a quick howdy do to Nadine for willing to hop on. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you and your husband have both been, instrumental in so many kingdom things throughout the Portland Metro and in East Africa and beyond. And it's just, it's
great
fun.
to see you on here.
Great to see Nadine on there, and a Crayon Kids friend from there. That's really cool. Okay. And Ben, hey, welcome, buddy. I know you just hopped on, says he's late to the party, but that's all right.
That's okay.
That's all right. It's all good. And you're also giving comments, which is cool. And thanks, Ben, for that. He's on YouTube and then went over to Facebook. And we've kind of been tested all of them. If you're new, if you just popped on like Ben, we have seriously, this is a win that we've got comments coming in from all over. Last week it was a mess. We've been trying to test. It's been a little crazy.
It's getting better. Each week is getting better.
Yeah. So anyway, really good, really good. So one last of this quick update. We are still looking for some volunteers around the epicenter. You can pray with us as well about that. And I know this is just a practice, but hey, we might as well practice by sharing what's going on, in the ministry. And a lot of transitions down at the epicenter because of campus partners, switching, and Missy O'Day was a part of that. And then Adventurous Life just moved out last week, and they have just been awesome. We just loved them and still love them, but they needed to move to a home location. And so we've got transitions happening at the epicenter, opening up for some campus partners, which we're praying about, and also for some volunteers to come down for Eternal Impact and just participate. We need some people to come down and help out just hosting. We've got a lot of groups. The City of Oregon City was in there yesterday, and the rates that we charge at the epicenter are really just get us by. They don't, hire a full-time staff person to be down there and that, but we need volunteers that are willing to be hosts, that are willing to come down and just love and serve and care for people. And their, Chamber of Commerce has been down there, Downtown Oregon City Association, City of Oregon City, churches, nonprofits.
Be training, you'd train somebody for that.
Yep.
So if you're thinking it sounds like fun to host, but you're a little afraid because you don't know all the ins and outs, we'll train you. Yeah,
we will. You will be trained. So no problem. But anyway, just throwing that out there. And then we also have need for some people even monthly. They're coming in 5 hours a month and some other, 4 hours a week type things for those tech savvy, computer savvy folks. We got some spots opening up there. So, all right. Well, listen, I think we've got all the testing done that we needed for tonight that I'm aware of. Is there anything else here on our list? We've got everyone here. Good. Thanks for the affirmation, by the way, Penelope, for saying you guys are doing great. Appreciate that. We'll get better. We will get better. But thank you. Okay, missing anything? Just looking at
the end.
Yeah, we'll get those. Shout out. Okay, so at the end, by the way, prep yourself now. We're going to be doing something called Shout Out. We are going to be in the midst of the show, and we're going to be asking questions the week before, and then we're going to be looking for answers. Some of those are going to come through phone calls, and you're going to leave a voice message, and we're going to play those. Some of them are going to come through videos that you're going to do, and we'll play the video live when we're on. And then some of them will be messages that you send, and we'll just read them. But either way, we're going to be doing, during that shout out time, other people, you guys are going to have opportunities to shout out either responses to questions we asked the day before, testimonies, comments, things like that.
Definitely testimonies.
Yeah.
If something that we talked about really hit you, then we want to hear about it and maybe share in the next show.
Yeah, because iron sharpens iron. And this is a way in 2022, as it says in Hebrews chapter 10, to not give up meeting together. This is a way to meet together, and this is a way to invite the public into fellowship and invite the public into loving brothers and sisters in Christ who are just dialoguing. Because this show's live. I mean, and it's everyone in the world can see it. And
you just made me nervous.
but it's the point is it's a great opportunity for us to welcome people into a safe place, a place where we're not here to get you to think like a Democrat or Republican and independent. We're asking you to grab hold of the scriptures, to the experiences of the Spirit of God in your life, and to live out this redeemed life in Jesus together. And that's what we're about. And so, we're probably going to pull back from a lot of the heavy controversies, unless it's a specific subject that we're talking about that night, just because our goal's not to be saturated. We all have political views. Jennifer and I have political views. We have, we vote. We just voted last week and all those kind of things. But our goal is to be able to grow in the ways of Jesus. And so you're going to hear that and you're going to see that. And we want others to be able to participate in that. So be ready. And then there's also going to be, let's see if I missed anything else.
Some giveaways.
Yeah, some giveaways. We'll be doing that. We should have practiced that tonight. We should have practiced the giveaway. So, but it's coming. Each night we'll have a subject that will be, that we have, like if we talk about integrity or we're talking about prayer or whatever, we'll have a book or resource or something that we'll want to be able to give away, and we'll find some fun and creative ways to choose that and do that. So a couple other people just jumping on, and that is super fun. Thank you. And Nadine, thanks for the kindness, by the way. We love you guys too. Oh. And Rebecca Burcham, also known as Mom. That's my mother-in-law, Jennifer's mom. And
thanks,
it
Mom.
Says that she came. You must be on YouTube. She must be on YouTube.
I don't know where she's coming.
Tell
Probably.
us where.
No, Facebook.
Tell us where you're coming from, Rebecca Burcham, because when we get it up, as you can see, there's no picture. It just has Rebecca Burcham with the hay. So just let us know, because we're in test mode here. Normally we won't, have people check to see if their picture is working, because it's totally up to you. But for those that normally have them, that'd be helpful to know. And man, Nathaniel Garrick. Hi, my nephew. Oh my goodness.
Nice little family reunion.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. My nephew from Baker City. Really glad. I hope you're doing okay, man. I know we have only chatted via text, and since the accident and that on 84, we got into a big pile up, and fortunately was not hurt that I'm aware of, which I'm so grateful. But I trust everything's going well for you, buddy. Good to see you. So, and then, Mom came through on Facebook again. It says Facebook.
Now we see a picture of
her. Now I see your picture. There's your beautiful picture right there. Well, maybe, is she tricking us? Did she take it off and did it and then just put that on there? No, because she's not savvy enough to do that, is she? She couldn't do that. Come on, Mom.
I'm
throwing you under the bus.
Your picture on.
No way. Come on. All right. No, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. As I'm on YouTube, I can see the Facebook comments. Oh, good, Penny. See, that is good. Okay, and for those that didn't hear us mention that earlier, this is something really, it's new to me. I'm just learning this. which is good news for us because YouTube's kind of the platform that's the easiest to get people connected to do. And now we're finding that because of the software, we've linked it to where now they can actually see Facebook comments if you're watching on YouTube, which is really cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It helps when you're trying to interact with each other to see the whole conversation, the same one that we're seeing. So that's good.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, last thing is a reminder before we move on to our dad jokes section, because we always end with some dad jokes. I don't know, Jennifer didn't let me hear them today, so we're gonna see what she's got. I guess it'd be mom and dad jokes if you're asking them. But I do want to say, if you haven't yet, would you please subscribe on the YouTube channel? That helps. That helps a ton. We have to get to 1,000. I mean, there's like, I think 100 is the little minimum breaking point, but then you got to get to 1,000 before you can monetize anything or, have the features unlocked kind of that will help the algorithms. So that stuff's really beyond me.
We're at 10 now, so by the time we're 80, maybe we'll get to 1,000.
I think we have more than that. But either way, if you could just swing over to YouTube and to make sure you're subscribed and ring that little bell. Hit the bell, because that not just subscribes you, but that gives you alerts and lets you know when we're going to be going live. So that'll be great. And then also Eternal Impact Facebook page, you can just like that. And that will get you in the right spot. And this is also going on John's page. So if you're not my friend and you want to be, just click it, because I probably want to be your friend. All right. So I think that's it on that. That ties everything up on the testing. Man, I'm excited about this. I really am. I'm excited. Maybe it's because over this last 8 months and transition with Missy O'Day and all that stuff, I've missed my chance to, I feel like I'm with you guys. I feel like I'm connecting as I'm even having, Nathaniel, pop in there. It's like, oh, I can see his face. I just feel like I'm hanging out with him. So this is a great opportunity. And again, I want to remind you, right now, this is a small group, but there's going to be more people. Right now, there's 11 people on this. So we're, think about it. You're 11 people in a room. Most people in a small group at their house, 11 people. That'd be a lot, to have meeting weekly. There's going to be a lot more than that are coming to this space. And again, I want to remind you, it is a great opportunity for us to be able to use this to touch the lives of our neighbors, not just our neighbors across the street, but across town, across the state. And really, we're going to have interviews and people that are going to be coming from around the world. So great opportunity. It's new to us. I mean, right? This is very new. And it's really, whenever I've done radio or I'm a guest on a show or something, it's wonderful because you're just responding and asking questions. I don't have to worry about the tech and all that. Mm-hmm. But this is different. This is a little different. So that's another volunteer spot, by the way, that's coming. There are people that if they really wanted to learn alongside us, they could become our producer. They could come and literally from wherever they are, if they've got good internet, we can log them into the system and they can actually help us co-produce the show and be checking, things in the back end and all that. It's hugely helpful. And we know that that'll happen eventually. And we hope even by this coming winter, because we're going to be traveling and doing this show from overseas, that we'll have some people here stateside that are kind of monitoring that as well. So anyway, thank you for that. Looking forward next week, we're going to talk, again, we're going to have a monologue, which is going to talk about some of the things God's speaking to us about. And I'll give you a hint. I'm reading through Celebrations of Discipline again from Richard Foster. And, along
good
with
stuff.
Several other books. Yeah, good
Challenging,
stuff. Challenging,
but good.
Yeah, but God's tenderizing my heart in some areas. And Jennifer and I are reading it together, which I love. Mm-hmm. So we'll both have some insight next week and just share what the Lord's been speaking to us about, probably around simplicity, but we'll see. We'll see what that turns out to be. All right. Well, we can't forget. It's, dad jokes. Yeah.
Yay,
so
dad jokes.
All right, honey. So before we go,
all right,
give me some good ones. By the way, Joey, thanks for saying we look marvelous.
Aw.
Thank you. I see you. That's awesome. So thank you. All right. So take it away.
Okay, I've been wondering, why aren't koala bears an actual bear?
I think you've told me this one twice, and I think I still can't remember. Oh,
Well, it's pretty simple.
yeah.
They don't meet the koalifications.
I just remembered when you said that. Oh, I was trying to forget that one.
Ba-dum.
See, I don't know if that's I don't know if it's that. Do we give her that, or do we give her, I don't know. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
let me try.
Okay.
Let me try one more for you, and then you can decide what I get.
Okay.
What
All
I
right.
earn. With
Well,
this
we
one.
should let them decide. It's practice group. They get to
Oh, she says
groan.
Penny.
Penny gave a
That was
groan.
a good one. Okay, you'll like this one better.
Groaning. Okay.
How do priests get rid of insects in the church?
Priests.
Let us spray. Get it?
Yeah,
Let us spray.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know about that.
Okay, seriously.
And it's only priests? Only priests?
Priests. Well,
Wow.
yeah.
So it's like only, either Catholic
Penny liked
or
that
whatever.
one.
Good one.
So, okay, seriously, this is one thing that you guys could comment in your good dad jokes. I need some good material.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, your
this
best, the
week,
best of the best.
This week, text me, send in comments, however you want to. Let us know
No,
your...
don't send in comments because we're going to shut
Oh,
this
yeah,
thing
no,
down.
no, don't send in comments.
Text you. They
Text
all know
me.
your number.
Text me your best dad joke, and
The best.
I'll choose one and I'll highlight it.
Oh, Joey said, that's dumber than the first one.
Yeah, but you liked it, didn't you? You're going to
That's
use
funny.
that, Joey. I know you are.
Sure. No, I don't think so. Here you go, honey. That's just... There you go. Just so you got some good one. Okay, so is that it? Those are the...
That's
Was
enough.
that two? Was that two
That's
dad
enough
jokes?
for
Or was
now.
that three?
That's two. It just
That was
feels
two.
like
It felt
three.
like three.
I'm the third joke.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Wait, don't tell John's zoo joke.
Don't tell
Kathy's saying, don't tell John's zoo joke.
Gosh, I can't remember what that was.
Kathy, text me what that one was, because I honestly
it was
don't
probably
remember.
one that was incredibly super funny for family and friends, but not the one that I should be doing live on a live stream. But I don't remember what it is, but I do remember laughing like crazy about that. So
We're going to find it.
We'll find out.
We'll
Yeah, we'll
remember
find
what
out.
it
But
is.
if it's not appropriate for live stream,
We might find out and
then
decide,
you
no.
all have to hang out with us in a non-public setting, and we'll laugh about it. Because that doesn't mean that it's a bad joke. It just means it's not appropriate for live video and
Right.
audio. But,
Right.
but I want to find out because I can't remember what it is. But I do remember laughing like crazy about that. Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I know that's true. My father-in-law may have a few. My mom says, my mother-in-law says that we might like. So, yeah.
Dad,
so that's
give me
good.
some material.
Yep, need some material. And Joey says, I will never remember them, fortunately. That's true. That's true.
I have to
Joey.
write them down.
Jennifer, now coming from Joey, for those that don't know Joey, that is just you're in here and you haven't met Joey, Joanne Joey Bixler Clifton, who has a lot of names.
You have a lot of names.
Also known as Joey. But Joanne Joey Bixler Clifton, she makes me laugh so many times because every time they've been to our house, okay, what is like every time Joey comes to our house over the years, what is it? What happens?
It's either her keys
Yes.
or her glasses or her Bible or her cell phone
Yes.
that she loses
You're getting
every time or forgets
Yeah.
here.
You're going to get a text. You're going to get a
And
text.
you know what? Ben was here the other day. Ben, I have your coat.
Oh, that's
You
right.
left your coat here.
That's awesome. We just need a Clifton box.
We did a lost and found just for you guys.
Yeah, just to be put out front. Oh my gosh, that is pretty funny. Actually, they're not the only ones.
No,
We do
I
it.
have no room to talk.
Yeah, and we only have 4 minutes before our ending time, but I'm going to say, what are you classic of? You have 137 pair of reading glasses, at least. And they're like everywhere. And you're all like, where are glasses? And there's got to be one. You just look down, look in a pocket, look in a drawer, look on the table. They're somewhere.
It's a necessity.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, beautiful people, we love you a ton. Now you may be thinking, well, how do you know if you love me, because how do you know who's listening on here? Well, we don't, but we know the people that are
We
on
love
here.
you for getting on this live stream.
We do. And we know that we are motivated by the redemptive work of Jesus in our lives, which means we really do love you. We may not model it like we always should. We may make tons of mistakes, but whether you're part of the inner circle or whether you're listening live from out in the stratosphere of Facebook and whatever, know that this is a test, but we'll be back next week, and we will be here to do whatever we can to be ones that are living out the gospel of Jesus. So at the end of most shows, we'll say something like, we want to thank you for being with us tonight as we grow in the ways of Jesus. Until next time, we pray that the joy of life and the gift of his grace will be tangible in and through you as you live it out. And that'll be the ending. And then there'll be music and things like that. But right now, we're just going to say we love you, and we're out. And Joey also says, okay, guys, you don't have to tell the world I'm a total space cadet. You are not a total space cadet, a semi-space cadet. But we love you a ton. And you even got a supporter. Look, Kathy says, no, you aren't, Joey. So, hey, thanks for the affirmation. Thanks for the love. We love you guys. And we will have some different music as we're chilling out and going off this time, instead of that rockin' music that was on there. It'll be more fresh and relaxing in the background.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. See, that's a little more fun, isn't it? I think. Yeah. Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if it's loud enough, but we'll try. Okay. They're going to be turning it off soon anyway. Bye.